Hello and welcome to DYB Mastermind. Our mission is to build $1 million businesses so that we can have financial freedom, time for our families, and make an impact in our communities. Let's kick it off with some big wins and short intros. Alex Bowman, lead the way, please.
All right, I'm Alex Bowman. I'm from North Salt Lake City, Utah. I own Elk Country Paints. We do cabin restoration and interior, exterior painting. We sleep in the forest a lot of times, stay on job sites, and have a unique niche. There's about 3 or 4 contractors within the 500 square miles I live in that do what I do. So we're in high demand and always busy working and sleeping on the forest ground all the time. So that's a little bit about me. And my big win this week is that culture really does work. I unfortunately lost an employee who walked off my job about a week and a half ago, and it was devastating to me. I when I first met him, I thought he was an all-star. I thought he was going to be the perfect addition to my team, and he worked for 6 months super hard. And I now realize that he was only actually 70% of the culture, not 100%. And that 70% was the hard work, was the dedication, was everything like that. But the 30% was the most important key part of that. And that's what he did not possess. And so he was trying to fit in and faking it the whole time, trying to get there. And he finally realized it wasn't going to work for him. And the biggest win I got out of that whole thing was I realized where I went wrong in my interviewing process and not identifying that 30%. So the biggest win, though, is that now that he's gone, my production is up. The moral of my team is up, and it's going great. We've been knocking stuff out. Things aren't being delayed. I noticed the attitude of the other guys is excellent. That's my big win and my introduction for the week.
That is fantastic. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I should have saved him for last. You've got to follow that. Let's see. That's all. No, seriously, Alex, that's fantastic. Well done. Way to lead and way to take ownership too in all of that. I didn't hear any blame at all.
Thank you.
Josh Strange, you're up.
My name is Josh Strange. I own Stellar Painting. We are in Fort Worth, Texas, not to be confused with Dallas, Texas. We are not Dallas. And we are been around for about 2 years now. We do interior, exterior painting, cabinet painting, and we do residential with some light commercial. Big wins this week. I feel like I made a few strides with just moving the needle in my business, which feels really good. And so I felt like I was getting involved with just busy work with just doing the estimates and doing production. I think I brought that to the group a little while ago. And I really took a step back and took a good amount of time, a couple hours to like really review my calendar and really review how I'm using my time, and was able to free up some good space and create some blocks for important sessions, like where I'm actually working on the business. And I was able to free up that time and had a few sessions already, like flow sessions, jam sessions, and they've been really helpful and just mindset and really knowing where I'm going and just realigning myself with all the important things every single week. And so this big win. It's been great.
That's really big. Yeah. And we talked about it a little bit during our call. Jam sessions are the key to working on your business and building a business. And it's a fantastic way to go, way to make those a priority and get them done, because those are the most effective time for doubling your business. So that's great to hear. Thank you. Alex Garcia, you're up.
Hi, good morning. My name is Alex Garcia, and I own and operate Neiman Painting in beautiful sunny San Diego. I have one crew, 2 employees currently, and we only do residential repaints, interior and exterior, just a hint of cabinets when customer ask. And yeah, so we're a small business here in San Diego. And the big wins for me is just keeping the steady for a crew full time. And that's about it right now.
Okay, right on. Good deal. Glad to hear it. Thank you, Alex. Jamie.
Jamie from Beach City Painting. I'm the owner, and we've been in business since 2017. And yeah, we're focusing on residential and a little bit of commercial painting, but interior, exteriors. We do cabinets. Pretty much our big wins for this over the last couple of weeks is just solidifying our calendar. Recently, we had merged with another company. We acquired that other company, and so far, it's been quite an eye-opening experience. But one of the things that we noticed is, so they had 2 different philosophies. I think part of their philosophy was They don't really do much pay for leads, and that's something that I have been part of and still am somewhat, but I've been trying to decrease that. And so one of the big wins is I'm noticing that as they've come together with these two companies, we've noticed that their customer base has been able to sell those jobs a little easier, and the name has been built up a little bit more, and we're not having to compete as much with other companies. So it's been quite an enjoyable experience, and we've landed a bunch of jobs over the last few weeks, and it's been really nice to fill out our calendar and getting out quite a bit. With actually just in the last couple of weeks, we've probably filled out at least a month of work, and it's been awesome.
Yes, sir. Fantastic, man. I'm really glad to hear that. Thank you, Jamie. All right, Tony, welcome. Intro and big wins, please.
Hi, my name is Anthony Morales. I started my business like 2 years ago. I started with working with a company for painting in the area, and later on in the few years, I started doing side jobs, and people were starting to call me for more jobs to do for the clients. And in 2 years, I decided I cannot do both, work for a company and work for myself. So I just went and worked for myself. And right now we are doing so far good. We do residential and commercial, and we also paint cabinets and like roof too, like pretty much about everything about painting. And for big wins, I just bid a small job that is really small, and I'm gonna make another estimate. And it seems like I'm gonna get it because it's a referral from another client, and he just wants to make a budget. But yeah, so far we are doing great.
Right on. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Glad to hear that, and glad to have you. So next are one things. What's the one thing we can do such that make everything else easier and or necessary to help you to double your business faster? Alex Bowman.
All right. For all you guys that are in commercial painting, maybe you can help me with this. Being that I do cabin restoration, we do sandblasting and all kinds of dangerous stuff. We're up high on scaffolding, on the edge of cliffs, on mountainside, stuff like that. I've been really thinking about OSHA and the safety part of my company, not losing guys, not having my workman's comp go up and nothing like that. I've been considering adding a safety member to my team who actually makes the plans, everything like that, goes over and monitors everybody. But I'm not sure if that will hurt my finances, if it's quite worth it, or if what to do. So I wanted to get some ideas from you guys on what you think about that.
So a full-time safety consultant, remember?
Part-time. Yeah, part-time.
Yeah. Okay. So while it would be incredibly helpful, I don't know that it makes if the numbers pencil out for you at this point, but there are excellent safety programs out there that put the whole program together for you, and you sit down and you watch a video and fill out some forms with your team. They answer the questions and they sign off on it, so you can document the training as well in case OSHA or anybody decides to drop in. I forget the name of it off the top of my head here on the spot, but I can pull that up for you. And it's a lot cheaper than bringing somebody in on the payroll.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Any other thoughts for Alex, guys?
I was just gonna say, yeah, I feel like even whenever I worked at Lockheed, it was very much they had safety guys, but they didn't really do a whole lot that safety training didn't do. I feel like you can get everything you need from training and learning about how to be safe and just being reminded of it. Safety guys ended up just being like the annoying, in the background, hey, almost like a unneeded supervisor. So I feel like, yeah, probably to back up Steve, I feel like it'd probably be helpful just to do some sort of program or training as opposed to hiring someone on.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad you're thinking about it though. It's very responsible. Okay, Josh, you're up.
So my one thing is a sales question, and I should I haven't gone through the DYB portion of the sales portion of the DYB cafe, so hope I'm not asking a question that may be a little redundant for you. But one of the things that I think my sales rate right now is about 40%. It was a little higher a couple weeks ago because I've had a slow couple weeks. But one of the things that even whenever it's been a little higher, one of the things that I've struggled with is selling on the spot. and asking for the business. So I was curious, just yeah, if we could talk about that a little bit. Selling on the spot. I know a few of the things, using the video testimonials, and one of the things I heard recently was giving proof that you are the best for the job and about your
Yeah.
team and being able to brag on your teams. I thought that was good, but just even just like asking for the business, what's a good way to do that? What's a good, how you can ask that question without sounding a little sleazy?
Hey, that's a great question. I appreciate that. So real quick, this is why I have the one estimating sales course. In fact, Anthony signed up for it, so he's gonna be going through it because it's a deep dive, right? And I'd love to go over all of it right now, but one, we wouldn't have enough time, and nobody else would be able to take their turns. But let's hit like some of the key points for you. And I believe your question was like, how do you ask for the sale without seeming sleazy? Great question. What you do is, well, one, you just don't be sleazy, and you genuinely ask for the sale, essentially. So it comes from your motive. Okay. Now it sounds simple and we can all laugh at this, but really it comes from your heart, your motive. If you just want to close a sale, it's going to come across sleazy because you care about yourself. Okay. But we've talked about this before. You have a moral obligation. If you know that there are other contractors out there who lie, cheat, and steal, you have a moral obligation to help them to see that you are the best choice for them, that your team will provide the best, honest experience for them. Once you come from that place, then it's a genuine request. And it's just, Josh, I really like you. I love this project. There's no doubt in my mind that our team provide the best experience for you. May we have the job, please? Yes. Did that sound sleazy? Now I'm caffeinated, right? So it may have been a little faster when we would be there at a meeting. And sometimes I was caffeinated when I rolled into those meetings, which is great if they were high D, right? You want to peg their personality type.
So that answers my question. Yeah, just like asking straight up, may I have the business?
Yeah. Think about this, Josh, when we were on a call, okay, and you were sharing some of your struggles, and I was working to listen to what they truly were, help you, serve you, give you some answers, some direction, okay? And then because I knew that we would make a difference together in one-to-one coaching, I asked for the business, didn't I?
Yeah.
I said, hey, let's work together. I forget what the words were, but when I asked, it didn't sound sleazy, right? I didn't come off, I was in it for the sale or trying to sell a car. I'm guessing that you got the impression that I truly cared and I sincerely believed that I could help you grow faster. Would you agree? It was all about the place where we're coming from, not so much what we say, but how we say it and why we say it.
Helpful.
All right, let's peel it back a little bit. What else is there? Because it's not, because there's usually a few layers to what's in the way, right? I want to peel a couple of those back and just really bring this home for you.
Yeah. What do you mean? What else is there?
Okay, after what I've shared, you feel like, oh, thanks, Steve. I can go out and ask everybody now. Or are there a few other concerns, reservations that you have?
I don't know if there's reservations. I don't feel like a hesitation to ask. I just not really sure how to do it with, because I want to make sure I'm if I have a good estimate where I feel like just maybe give you a little bit of a context. I usually ask at the end just some questions because it helps me get an idea. One, did I help out every way I can? Also, where are you with this? What's the real issue? Why aren't you going with me today? Type thing. And almost always I got every single thing they asked for, almost above and beyond. Like they're like, you were very thorough. You got everything. Okay, it's not that. It's not that I missed something. And also just how they say it. If they're like, yeah, no, you got everything. They always say they trust me and trust my team. They're always like, no, we absolutely trust you to do the job. Every single time it's based on price, or yeah, it's just a lot higher. You're about 2,000 more than everyone else. Okay. Usually people, and I've always had a hard time. Yeah, I get that. If I had something where I trusted someone and I wanted to go with them, but they're 2,000 more. Yeah, I want to think about that before I just jump in, because that's a lot. It's a lot of money. We're spending a lot of money on this project. So I've always felt weird after all that being like, okay, I'm gonna have the business.
Yeah.
So there's just and just
Okay.
knowing how I do that, if that makes sense. Is that helpful?
Yep, absolutely. This helps. Thank you. So you haven't directly asked, but they have in so many words said thank you. We'll think about it. So if that's the case, then it doesn't make sense to ask after that. It would be sleazy because you'd be pushing for it then without answering any of their concerns. Okay. At this point, if it looks like or feels like it comes down to price, we keep it above the line, take ownership, and we ask ourselves, okay, how can I communicate more value? It's not about the cheaper price. It's about how can I communicate more value. If it's about the cheaper price, you're stuck. There's nothing you can do about it because it's their fault. But if we say, okay, how can I communicate more value? Now we take ownership right? It's our fault. Once it's our fault, and we believe that anyway, we take that position. Now we have the power to change it. And so, okay, how can we communicate more value? You ready? Let's walk through the whole DYB system. There's a lot there, right? But most of that is about communicating more value up front. Everything from making sure you get your 3 Ps nailed to your website conversion funnel laid out exactly, okay, to generating referrals and then crushing ABAs and especially video testimonials with the social proof to prove your team provides the best experience, and then show them the production calendar, scarcity. And then what you do is you stack the closes at the end. Okay, you show them the production calendar after you've done the video testimonials. And then you just say, look, I've got an opening here in 3 weeks. I heard you say you want it done in 3 weeks. If you'd be willing to sign with me now, I will also be happy to take points are important to you or fun for you. I'd be happy to take a credit card with no extra charge because a lot of people charge for credit cards. I will also, if you sign today, include a designer to help you to pick out the colors so that you get the perfect color. You don't make any mistakes. You don't regret any of this. And believe me, you don't want me helping you. I'm not a decorator. Right? My wife won't even let me help decorate. Okay, make a big joke about it. I've got some of that laid out in the sales course, the closes anyway, but you want to stack the closes, if you will, the bonuses for them if they sign right now. And then it's really important though that you preface it with the video testimonials and the calendar. The social proof and scarcity close is the most powerful. And then you just add to it with the decorator and the no credit card fees. And I forget there's another one. If it comes to me, I'll interrupt everybody and say, oh, here it is, I remember. After that, okay. But the idea is to set yourself up for that so that you can close it on the spot. I've walked through this. Okay, now granted, I have everything else built out in the system, and I've walked through that presentation, video testimonials, scarcity with the production calendar, included decorator and no extra charge, credit card, no extra fee, and would close them even, wait for it, no exaggeration, when another guy was outside waiting for his turn. So I walked out the door and they waved him off. Forget it, we went with Burnett. I felt bad for him. I won't say the name of this company, but for the guy waved off out there. If you do that, but you got to build up all the value because your marketing done right does the selling for you. Okay.
I was going to add to that, if you guys don't mind.
Go ahead.
Basically, first off, I'm going to back up Steve on the estimating class. It really made me 10 times more confident in what I was doing. That and having a good estimating system is another one that gives you a lot of confidence. But the number one thing that I experience when I go to a bid, when I have a problem with price, is that the customer is under the impression that painters are all the same. And so when you can show your level of integrity, when you can show your level of honesty and dedication to quality, that is a big way to provide a lot more value and start separating in their mind the basic bids from someone who really cares about what they're doing. So that's another tip I would add to that.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Alex. Appreciate it. Yep. Any other thoughts for Josh here before we move on?
Yes, I would like to chime in a little bit and just back up what you're saying, Steve. It is, I think, something that I can maybe perceive on Josh is, where you're touching the confidence. So I think everything starts from the initial touch, right from the call. Because if you're hesitating how to ask or question yourself, how can I do it, is because you're not feeling the confidence. And I think if we present good estimate, a good walk through the project, have all the questions, and especially if the customers say that you are the right fit and they're pretty much go with you, it's just asking straight, then what's holding you? If I'm look the right company to do this project for you, what is holding you? What am I missing? Like you're saying, Steve, there should be something that is might be very minimal, just to ask and say, what part of everything, if the number looks good and if you're the right company to the job, what is the last piece? If you have that, then you can strictly ask, just say, when can I get you on the books? So it's all we need today is just to give a deposit and jump on the books. But I think, just getting the confidence from the initial touch will drive the conversation of the estimate for you to make it easy, not doubting how to ask. You're just going to ask spontaneously, I think, because you can feel it, the energy around. So,
dude, right on. Awesome. Thanks, guys. For the sake of time, I love to talk sales. Like, we can talk sales all day. I love that. Sales is the most fun aspect of building a business, right? Every time you close a sale, it's like, right on. Yes. But we got to move on for the sake of time. Alex, you're up. Go ahead and keep going. What's your one thing, buddy?
Okay, my one thing is just like I started, we're busy right now. We are 5 weeks out right now on our schedule. But one thing that worries me, it's that I've been enjoying these last couple weeks that based on our last mastermind, I being with the guys, working, making production, so everything looking amazing. We're on task, we're on times. So my worry is that I'm enjoying so much that I haven't worked on getting more work. So what I got is what I got, and there is a couple referrals that I have. One estimate that I made last week. My question will be how you keep the pedal on the gas to stay hungry, to not be complacent where we are. It's just, if I have the dream of growing the business, my actions are telling the opposite. It's just, okay, I'm confident. I'm okay with only 2 guys working 40 hours a week, even myself sometimes, just because I want to, not because I need to. How you get more hunger, or how you keep the hunger and just to hunting every day, to do calls, to go post door hangers, do something to get the next job on the books, and sooner than later hire a second crew. So yeah, how can I get hunger?
This is $1 million question, maybe multi-million, and for the multi-millionaires, the $1 billion question. And so my point is, this is tempting at every level. Okay, I've dealt with this and struggled this level after level, right? And it's like, all right, I gotta stop being comfortable. Okay, I gotta take it to the next level. And I saw a video. Somebody was asking, "Where's Conor McGregor? He doesn't fight anymore. What's going on?" And somebody said, "He's out on yachts and like race cars. He doesn't want to get pounded in the face anymore. He doesn't need to. Maybe he'll come back if somebody picks on him enough or something, but he makes too much money to come back and get beat on anymore. He's comfortable." To your point, it's at every level we get comfortable, and it's tough. It's really hard to keep it going. One thing you can do is, let's walk through a thought exercise, shall we? And so what I want you to do in your mind's eye is to think, okay, you've got 6 weeks of work and nothing else has come in. And I want you to really be present to this. Nothing else has come in. We've got about 3 days left. And the phone hasn't been ringing because we haven't hustled. In fact, Alex, we've goofed off so much down there in sunny San Diego with all the shiny objects and tourist things to do that we've spent all our money. So we spent all our money. We have about 3 days left. Payroll for everybody is due. And not only that, we racked up the credit cards. So 6 weeks from today, credit cards are racked up. We've blown through all the money, some of it responsibly, and some of it not. We have 3 days left, and we have payroll. We have no jobs on the book, no leads to go look at. We have a few estimates that we did a few weeks ago, but they haven't come through yet. Hold on to that. How does that feel?
I just want to cry. I kind of feel the end of my...
Okay, hold on to that. Yeah, hold on to that. Okay, because that's going to fan your flame to get to the next level.
Okay.
The drive to keep going. Does that make sense? Now, 100%. It sounds simple, but it's just a thought exercise of being present to what's going to happen if you don't keep driving.
Thank you.
Because it's real. You're welcome. Okay. These are some of the exercises I do when I get comfortable, and we all go through it. Just know that, just like my picture, right? Comfort zone, magic zone. You get in the magic zone long enough, you get comfortable again. But then you got to remember what's coming down the pipe if we don't keep that drive going. Okay.
Great. Thanks so much.
You're welcome. We'll be checking into you in the chat. Like, hey, what are you doing? It's 3 a.m. What are you doing sleeping? Let's go. And we can do that because we're on the East Coast. You're on the West. That's easy for us. Some of us.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
I said that was huge. Thanks, Steve, and thanks, Alex, for asking the question. That was a good thing to think about.
Pleasure. Jamie.
So we ran into a snag. Yesterday I found out, not good news. We had a job that we had sold, the customer accepted, and caught up in being busy. We didn't get back to the customer in time, and we didn't schedule it.
I already know the end of this story because I've been there. Yes.
Go ahead, sorry. But then I'm trying to and this is y'all that messed me up for a few hours yesterday. I was just nagging me. But so I called the guy and he said, "Oh, you didn't get back to us." I know we called him, but not following up again, not texting him, just trying to be in contact with them, and just it's one of those things. It nags me so much. So
good. Hold on to that. Okay, even journal some of these mistakes. I journal them, I hold on to them, because whenever we forget our mistakes, guess what we do? We repeat them.
Yeah.
So to help you to not hold on to that angst and whatever, and even journal it and grab it, write it down, and I'll have it come up as a reminder for me. I use day one journal, and like reminders will come up like, ooh, I remember that mistake. Oh, don't want to do that one
Yeah.
again. Right? Yeah. So it's good that you're feeling that. Okay. So it serves you. Feelings are action signals.
Yeah, just a lot of work to put in, and then it's I guess that's the hard part of the business sometimes, is you put in all this effort and sometimes it doesn't pan out. And I wouldn't call it a gamble. I know that I could get more business if I wanted to by setting my standards lower. I don't want to do that. I want, because I feel like you're inviting more work and it's going to be hard. I have a friend also a painter. He's probably about 2 miles from me, a good friend of mine. But that's his philosophy. And when we started working together, he actually got me into painting. He bugged me for about a year to come work with him, and I did. And then about a year later, I was like, no, this is not really my thing.
Yeah.
So just keeping it's getting off track, but just keeping a standard is a high priority for me, and it seemed to work. But yeah, the organization thing, going back to this customer, it drives me nuts. And the first thing I did actually was I have a reminder task on my CRM. I'm like, okay, this is like top priority, because me and my assistant, I'm like, the biggest thing we should never do is let something slip through your fingers that's already given to you and it's on the plate. It's right there. So capitalize on it, because it's wasted money and it's wasted time, and who wants to do that?
Yeah. Close the deal. We haven't won it until we get a deposit.
Exactly.
Okay.
And even yesterday, the same thing happened. A client, their job got pushed back a full month, and they didn't communicate that to me. And I get this call out of nowhere on the drive home, and I was like, great news. And they're like, we want to work with you. And I'm like, awesome. But the first thing I did is like, all right, let me schedule a call in 30 minutes. And when I get off the road, and I called them directly on time. And then the first thing after we went over this, everything is okay. I'm going to send you the invoice. Let's get the deposit right away. That way we can get you on the calendar. Otherwise, we don't have anything set in stone. And right away, they put that deposit down, and because they had the confidence. And I don't want to let that slip and let it keep going, because I feel like taking action immediately is probably the most important thing.
Yeah, indeed. Right on. How can I help you?
How can I help? I need someone to run my business. I think
You need some accountability.
Accountability is a big one. That's the other thing I would say. The hardest thing we would do, just the organization, just setting up a structure of, just getting back to it, is just setting up. It's a longer subject, but setting up your organization and accountability, and having a team philosophy and communicating that with everyone.
Okay, so I'm gonna hit some high points just for the sake of time, because this can be a couple hours. Or one is, make sure your tech stack is optimized. Okay, I'll share the one we recommend. We have a flow chart for it. I'll put it in your guys' mastermind chat for you. Oh, by the way, Alex Bowman, I put the safety program, a link to it in the chat for you guys after the meeting. So it's there. You can all check it out.
Thank you.
So you want to optimize your tech stack. And then second is you want to make sure you optimize your time management skills. And a huge portion of that are boundaries, right? So we don't take a customer's call unless we can execute it properly. That's for one. And we got to make sure that our phone's not blowing up bings, and that we have scheduled calls, we have scheduled jam sessions, and we honor those, and we take breaks in between, because we can't multitask. There's no such thing as multitasking. In fact, there's studies, I forget who, I've got a video of it, Darren Hardy showed, that they did a study of people who multitask, their IQ drops 10 points. People who smoke marijuana, their IQ drops 5 points. So when you multitask, this is to everybody, not just picking on you, Jamie. When we multitask, we're twice as dumb as a pot smoker. Okay. For example, think about this, you guys. The next time you're on the phone with somebody and you don't feel like you have their exact attention, just pause and listen, and just think. It kind of sounds like I'm talking to a pot smoker, because they're, huh? What? Oh yeah. Where? 5 of them. You know what I mean? There's pauses and repeats, and from multitasking, our brain, it's just context switching and slows us down. So here's a fun exercise we're going to do real quick to just drive multitasking home, because it's this important. Jamie, if you would, do me a favor and count to 10 as fast as you can. Ready? Go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Awesome. I want you to say your ABCs from A to I as fast as you can.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I.
Yeah. Okay. Now, okay. So that was single tasking, right? And you just
Yeah.
knocked them out of the park. Here we go. Now I want you to alternate. I want you to go A, 1, B, 2, as fast as you can. Ready, go.
Yeah. 1A, 2B, 3C. I mean, it's going to mess up.
Awesome, right?
Yeah.
See, like we got it and we tried. That's multitasking. That's our brain. My brain's going, oh, like that. Okay. So that's a big part of time management and productivity. And I'm obsessive about this. That's why my phone doesn't ring. Now, I'm not saying your phone doesn't ring. My business is a little bit different from my painting business, right? But certain times you shut it off. When you're in a meeting, you turn it off. No interruptions, right? And you schedule your day, 0 interruptions, 0 multitasking, time management, productivities, and a strong tech stack, an optimized tech stack as well. I'd say those are 2 of the biggest ones without doing a real deep dive as to what's going on. You're welcome. Anthony, you're up.
My question is, how do you guys get more jobs? Right now, the jobs that I get, like I say in the beginning, is for referrals. And like I go to work for a client and then they have their neighbors and they visit each other and they ask who paint their house and they gave them my phone number, and that's how I get most of my work. And I have a couple builders that I work for them, but that I use right now, my focus is growing more, and I try to apply to a different builders and other construction areas, but they seem like they are not interested in working with me, or they have their own people already that they already work with.
Awesome. So I have a couple questions for you. One is, do you prefer working for contractors or directly to homeowner, directly to Mrs. Smith painting her living room?
Right now, I'm doing both, like for homeowners and contractors, and that's like I want to be busy, so that's what I like to do too.
Okay. Hold on, please hear me. If we could wave a wand for you and say, you get to do all these types of jobs all the times and as many as you'd like, which one of those would it be?
Homeowners.
Yes, sir. Yeah, because you can schedule them. They're far more profitable, and when you're done, occasionally a touch up here and there, right? But there isn't 6 callbacks because of the plumber, the electrician, the carpet guy, the cabinet guy, the roofing guy. What's a roofing guy doing inside anyway? I had to use the bathroom, but you get to touch it up for him, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here's what you do, especially just getting started, is you don't have to quit them right away, but I'd like to see you get a lot more direct to homeowners. And so the first thing you need to do is step 5 in the system. ABCs of sales, always be connecting. So this is networking, BNI, Rotary, Chamber, okay? And following that whole system, and you generate referrals, because when you get a referral, that's a lot better and a lot easier to close than a cold lead, right? For example, we were talking about a safety program. Now, if Josh had gone online to Google and found safety programs, there might be 10 there. He would have to do his due diligence, right? He'd look at reviews, he'd call them, he'd have to talk to them. But because I just referred one to him, right, the trust is there. It's like instant trust because I vouched for him. Does that make sense? Same thing with referrals. So start networking. So important to start networking. Alex Garcia was talking about it. That's where you start generating leads, BNI first, to get like instant leads, and then go in Chamber and Rotary to build the higher value but longer play leads. And then Chamber is more of a branding play. A lot of information. And then also step 9 in the system, okay, is stay top of mind. Stay top of mind. This is the biggest mistake. I made it for years. Stay top of mind your customer list. All right. So call 1 or 2 of them a day just to say hi. Don't sell them. Just call to connect. 1 or 2 a day. Connect with them on social media so that every time you post, they see you. They stay top of mind. And then also send them an email newsletter at least once a month, and then send them a card at least once a quarter. Not a postcard, right? Nobody who's ever loved you has ever sent you a postcard. Anybody who cares about you, they send you a card with an envelope, right? So send them a card at least every quarter. A program that we like is send out cards. It's the best value out there. We haven't found one that's better yet. So you send them a card every 3 months, send them an email newsletter once a month, connect with them on social media, and then call 1 to 2 customers a day just to say hi, because they're already raving fans. You don't have to sell them. You just have to remind them you're still out there. And you remind them by just calling and saying hi, let them know you care about them, see how they're doing. So generate referrals and stay top of mind.
Okay.
It might be a different mindset. It's a different way to go, but trust me on this one. I'm on the other side of this wall saying it's worth it, man. Climb. It's so much better over here.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Any other thoughts for Anthony, guys?
Referrals, I'd say, are like Steve said, are the very best. And the best thing about referrals is if you're a miner and you're chasing a vein and all of a sudden it opens into a pocket, there you got a little pocket and they start referring you and the pocket gets bigger and bigger. It snowballs over time, and you keep up your integrity and your honesty. One customer turns into 10. Those 10 customers turn into 100. I mean, it does. And then pretty soon you're not paying for any advertising. You're not paying for anything. All you are having is people calling you, referred to you. Your sales are up. You're booked out, and it works excellent. So I just want to back up. Referrals are the way to go. I am 100% referral business, other than a little bit of posts I put on Facebook, that may draw some customers, but very little. It's more just to keep top of mind, like Steve said. But if you can get referrals that vouch for you, the sale is already yours, pretty much.
Yes, sir. Right on. Thank you, Alex. Any other thoughts for Anthony, guys?
Trust the system and do it. Yes, trust the DYB. Yeah, just trust the DYB. One customer, the one that you're working right now, are very special, and you're planting the seed, and that customer, like you're saying, is gonna refer you, but trust, because you can get tempted very easily. You have the hunger right now to grow, to deviate from your purpose, from your path, and just going crazy and start taking more jobs, especially with general contractors. It's gonna make a nightmare. Let's stick to this program and trust it and practice it. You can go. It's better to go slow and steady than just go fast and stop.
Right on.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I have a question. Does anyone ever just ask for work, say a referral, say, do you know anyone right at the moment that needs a painter? After you've done the work, you've cleared the job, they're happy, and then do you know anyone that needs paint work? And just ask. And
Okay.
sometimes they're like, my brother might, or
So, great question. During the testimonial process, we can keep referring back to the system. Step 8 in the testimonial process. You ask 3 questions. You ask, how did you hear about us? Do we do everything we say we do? On a scale of 1 to 10, how likely would you be to refer us? And the funny thing that happens a lot of times, right on while you're recording, they say, oh yeah, you know what? 10 and Joe down the street needs you, or my golfing buddy needs a painting.
yeah.
A lot of times asking those 3 questions during the video testimonial process will get, they'll drum up some referrals for you. So absolutely.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. All right, gentlemen, let's roll out with takeaways.
What Alex was asking about, and Alex Garcia, and what you were talking about, that was a really great thing to take away, just because I think, like you said, even just like every single level you get to, it's really easy just to get comfortable. Like, things are rolling now. You find out quick that things don't just roll. You need some sort of engine. Cars
Yeah.
slow down no matter how fast of an engine you got in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a really big takeaway. I'll be
Awesome.
doing that, practicing that exercise here pretty shortly.
Right on. Thank you for sharing too. Appreciate that. I remember the first time I felt this. I had 2 painters and I was booked out for 2 weeks. I was having breakfast with a friend. What are you doing today? I don't know. He goes, what do you mean you don't know? So I got a couple guys booked out 2 weeks. I have 2 guys booked out 2 weeks. I'm good. He goes, you're good. What do you mean you're good? You're not even warmed up, man. But anyway, he shook me up and he helped me to see that don't get comfortable, because that's going to be gone like that. And to think about it, was just 2 painters busy for just 2 weeks. That was it. So, and then, but it comes back. And so to your point, next level, it comes back, and that's what we're all here for, right? To keep each other going. So thank you for sharing that, Josh.
Yeah, I've got I've got 3 weeks booked with 3 crews, and I'm still like not feeling, I'm still like, I've got to get this thing filled out, man.
Yeah.
It's
There you
it
go.
goes quickly.
Okay. We're going to walk through the exercise. No, but maybe on our call, we will. But yeah, go through it. It's just sit there for a minute and think about what would that feel like. And then if you want more drive, just keep adding more problems to it. The IRS shows up. OSHA shows up. Your wife says, your wife's upset, bad or whatever. Just keep pouring whatever on it for not taking action. And then just keep fanning that flame. Before you know it, you'll be working 24 hours a day. Okay, Alex Garcia, takeaways, please.
My biggest takeaway, I'm just gonna join Josh with the meditation, the exercise that you gave us, just to keep the fire going every day. And I would just add that the daily journal, Yeah, because
Mhm.
I've been circling this on my mind. I have to journal. I started with this new update that Apple offers, the journaling app, but I haven't done it, and it's just like not very consistent doing it. So I have to practice more this, add it to my meditation every day, and
Okay.
just to keep the fire going.
So to your point, I saw Apple's app too. I'm an Apple fan, but I don't want to share my deepest thoughts with Apple. No. So I would rather move away. And so that's why I use the Day One app. Plus Day One has the reminders of 1 year ago, 3 years ago, and whatnot. So these reminders come up too of some things that I had shared with myself. Now, granted, I'm sharing some stuff with them, but I trust Day One more than I trust Apple, even though I'm an Apple fan. But
So
Apple's
it's
day.
Day One app.
Day One. Yes, it's like blue with the white bookmark in front of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
There it is.
And this,
Josh has got it for you, Alex. He was holding it up.
okay.
Yeah. Yep. I think it's
Day One.
fantastic.
Thank you, Josh. Thanks, Steve.
Yes, sir. And then you're welcome. One more comment too about journaling, you guys, is Jim Rohn used to talk about journaling all the time. He said it was his most profitable, productive habit. And I could never get into it until I realized this one thing. And if it's your, if it helps you, I want to pass it along. I realized that journaling is the highest level of thinking because it forces you to think linearly. If we're exercising or jogging or even having a conversation with somebody, we think in loops, right? We repeat it, go over it, repeat it, maybe add something to it, repeat it. But journaling forces you to think linearly from left to right. You got to think it all out and you don't keep repeating the same thing over and over. That makes sense? So I believe journaling is the most productive thinking, the most valuable thinking, way to think. And that's what I use it for. So, Jamie, takeaways?
Loving the journaling idea. Really big on board with that. It's amazing how many times you write something down, even just in the middle of the night, thoughts that come in your brain, you just write it down and it lays you're just peaceful after that and you don't have to think about this thing. So I love it. I like the simplicity of asking for the job. I think it's something that sometimes you can get away from. We try and be on the same system, but it's a constant reminder that most people that are coming to reach out to you and they want you to work for them, and hopefully that you guys connect, asking and making it simple. It's not a really complex business.
No.
People want to hire you. They wouldn't have called you in the first place in general, most people, but they're giving you a shot. And so asking, simple.
That's it. And business is a simple process. The problem is we're in the way. I sent out a short email last week, I think it was, that it was a summary of what I heard Perry Marshall say, and something to the point that we don't have businesses with problems. We're people with problems who have businesses.
Yeah.
Because honestly, business is just one thing after another. It's a process, right? We've got all these all this stuff in a way. We're people with problems who have businesses. And so if we just keep taking care of our problems, our businesses will grow.
Yep. Right on.
Right on. Very good. Thank you, Jamie. All right, Anthony, takeaways.
Oh, no, for me, it's just to try to use the DYB system and see how it's gonna help me. Like you were saying, try to focus like with homeowners, and we will see how that will work. But I still have the feeling that I don't know. I would like to stay involved too, like in residential and commercial, and I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna have to work with you or see what will you advise me to do and go from there. But yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
You guys have any quick thoughts for him here before I see some. I'm sorry. We can. First step would be join Mastermind, and then so you can keep rolling.
Yeah.
I would say would be my first advice.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here you go. Alex Bowman, close us out through takeaways, sir.
I just want to say that my takeaway from every meeting and from this meeting has brought me to this, and it's how important mastermind groups are for success. Human relationships are the key to building success, and a mastermind group is such a great network for answering questions. I mean, if we weren't all here today, we'd still be stuck with our problems. And now, not only is my problem that I came with answered, but everyone else's problems that I didn't even think of, I now have answers for. So it's just how important these meetings are. They're really great, and I highly recommend to anybody to join and become part of this group. So
That's so awesome. I appreciate that, Alex. Just for fun, we solve problems you didn't even know you had, right? If I heard you correctly.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, I appreciate that very much. Thank you. And it's you guys that make it happen. The only thing that I really do is pre-qualify and make sure that fill up with good guys and keeps the mastermind culture strong and productive. And so obviously you guys are all fantastic guys. And out of all my mastermind groups, you're one of my favorites.
You say that to all your mastermind groups.
It's true.
I listened to the podcast and I haven't heard that he says this to this. So I'll take it. I'll take it.
I said you're one of my favorites for the record. Just-
Yes.
I say that to my kids too. You're one of my favorite kids.
Yes. Yeah. Right on. Awesome. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. I want to continue to encourage you to dream big, hustle smarter. You've got this. Have a great day.
Thanks. You too.
Good day, guys.
Thank you. Have a good day, all.
You guys.